full of bad books. No. I'm so corny. I'm so sorry. Hey boo. So bookish content here. Let's get into talking about the books that I plan on reading in September. So I got a huge stack. Huge stack. And long story short, I don't usually read this much books in a month. And if I read this much books in a month, friends come check on me. Last month, I only read 3 books. I'm not even going to film a wrap up. Actually, it was 2. The third book I literally just finished 10 minutes ago. So I'm not even going to film a wrap up. I talked about it on TikTok. If you are not following me on TikTok, my name is Hippie Hustle on TikTok. You can find me under Tater Talks. Let me just go ahead and get over this big old list of books on what I'm going to read. Some of them, most of them I won't, but the priority is always going to be what's on Kindle Unlimited, what I can get from my library. So let's first start out with my library haul. I don't really know what a lot of these books are about. I try to go into books blind, and yeah, let's just go for it. So first I have The Beast's Heart, and this one is by Leif Shallcross. I already have the audiobook. It is narrated by Jim Dale, and I love that man's voice to pieces. If you're not familiar with Jim Dale, he narrates the Harry Potter series. So this one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. That's all I know, and I know that it doesn't have very much smut because I'm not a huge smut reader. So I'm excited to get into this one. It looks fairly short, and I got 21 days on both my audio loan and this book. Next, I have Summer on Highland Beach, and this is by Sunny Hostin. This is book 3 of 3 in the, what's the name of the series? The Summer Beach series. This is about Black elite who live on beach towns like Sag Harbor, which I didn't know was real. I happened to stumble across it on TikTok and I see it's real, so yay. So Black elite, and it follows their story of love and loss and marriage and all things yummy and juicy. It is a summer read, but I started the first 2 in the summer, so I do think that I'm going to finish this third one as soon as possible. Next, I checked out Meddling Kids, and this one is by Edward Cantero. No idea what it's about. I just heard that it is a Scooby-Doo retelling, and if you know anything about me, you know that I love Scooby-Doo. I always have. Scooby-Doo is a comfort show. Like when I need to watch something that is comfortable and cozy, I watch Scooby-Doo, and it is in the background always. Nonetheless, I don't believe that books go out of style, and I cannot wait to read this one and have a little bit of fun with it. So now let's go into my physical or my electric TBR. I have The Reformatory. I have no idea what this one is about, but it's my type of story, child. Apparently it is a spooky, thrillerish story about a black boy's reformatory. It has infusions of racism, some mention of, well, not mentions, plots develop around discriminatory practices and unfair policing and things like that of black boys and black bodies. I love these types of stories. I should not love these types of stories, but I do love these types of stories. I already have it on my Nook, and I'm excited to read my Nook because I've had my Nook for about 4 or 5 months now, and this is only my 3rd book that I'm reading on there. So let's get into that one. I am planning on picking up and rereading the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I read this in one weekend a few years ago, and I'm excited to get back into it. I have no idea what it's about. I totally forgot. I'm sure my memory will refresh, but I remember enjoying them very much, and I've been in the mood for these types of stories, so we're going to go ahead and get back into this one. So this one is on Kindle Unlimited, so that makes it a priority read. Next, I have Billy Summers by Stephen King. I have no idea what this one is about, but I'm told that it's not as scary as his other books, so I'm excited to read this one. I have had this copy on my shelves literally for years, and it is just time for me to read it, and I'm ready to go ahead and get started with it. Let me read the synopsis to try to at least skim it. Okay, so it's about a sniper, and the sniper somewhere in small town America, and it might be a thriller, it might be a hero type of story, my type of story regardless, so I'm excited to pick up Billy Summers. Next, I have The Getaway, and this is by Lamar Giles. I have been trying to read this one for months. I got this at the book fair at my school, and I have no idea what it's about. I know that it's a thriller. It can't be too bad if they're selling it to the kids, right? So let's go ahead and read it. I guess it's a creepy clown. It says it was the funnest place on earth. I managed to get it for $3. I hear so many good things about it, so let's get into it. I want to finish up Blood Debts. I started Blood Debts and I didn't get very far. I probably got 20% into it, and now I kind of forgot what most of the story is about. From what I remember, it's set 30 years ago, and these two twins, they discover that there is magic in their family, and they find that their mom was cursed, and they go on this mission to uncurse it. It is a YA, and so there was a spice scene in there, and I don't know what's wrong with me, but I already don't like spice, but I especially cannot read spice that involves teenagers. So I ended up putting it down. I think I'm gonna just skip to where I left off in the story and try to give it a shot again. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna unhaul it. Next is The Princess of Thornwood Drive, and this one is by Kalia Monroe. I picked this one up off of Pango. I don't hear many people talking about it, but the cover just eats. So this one is about a girl who was in an accident that killed her parents, and that accident also left her younger sister paralyzed and nonverbal. And in her grieving process, she hopes to find her sister come back to her, but then she lives in the Caribbean, and there is a fairy tale element and a dual world, and I'm just so excited to get into this one. It's not that long. It's only about 300-ish pages. I keep saying that I'm gonna read this book and I never do. So y'all hold me to reading this book. If you have read this book, please put in the comments what you think about it and what was your star rating. No spoilers, please. I have been getting signs all over to the place to read a Kristen Hanna. One of my friends is reading a Kristen Hanna. I seen one of my favorite book talkers, Destiny, reading a Kristen Hanna. I own Kristen Hannas. I own two of them. I own this one and The Four Winds, and so I think it's just time for me to read it. The problem is the font is so small. And I haven't really been in the mood for literary fiction because I'm not I feel things already, so I don't need to feel anymore. But nonetheless, I don't know what this one is about. I know that it's a 1920s. I got bookmarks in here from my library. I bought this one from the library bookstore. At 1940s, and it's Nazis and World War II and all of that. And to be honest, I kind of like when I see World War II and stuff like that, because I think that they're pretty much overdone. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and give this one a shot. Years ago, I started the Scythe series and I loved it so much, and I just never picked up the second and the third book. I believe that the set is completed. I kind of started Thunderhead, but I couldn't retain anything, so I'm going to start over. This is the second in the third series. It's been on my little TBR cart for a while. This book is about a world in which people have managed to heal themselves of all disease and famine. However, with that healing, people don't die. And since people don't die, there is a matriarch kind of, or a government kind of servants called scythes who are tasked to kill people. It's super cool because they use all different types of algorithms and synopses and things like that to determine who should die. So I vaguely remember, now it's been a couple years, that like when it was coming to this one guy, they like did the math on his age and the healing error, and based on his behavior, when he will be likely to die, and so they chose him to die. So nonetheless, these people have been appointed as sides, and this is like a big deal, like a big kind of job. And we follow these two sides because one goes against, if I remember, what ended up what they were supposed to do. So the second book, I'm not sure what it's about, but I'm excited to give this one a try because yeah, let's finish some series in my life. Speaking of finishing series, I have the Caraval series, which I have Legendary and Finale. I read Caraval and I loved it. I particularly love Stephanie Garber's type of reading. I know she's not for everybody, but it's for me because I like whimsical type stories, fairy tale retellings. Those are my bread and butter when it comes to my reading, and those are my comfort reads. So I kind of want to finish up in this world. I did read, I'm looking at my shelves because I can't remember the titles. I did read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, loved it, and then I read that one first, and then everybody was like, oops, I was supposed to read Caraval first, so I'm going to read Caraval. Ended up reading Caraval and I loved it, and now I'm with these. From what I remember from Caraval, because this has been like maybe 2 or 3 years, Caraval was about a girl who's there is a, I'm not even gonna try to tell y'all what it's about because I don't remember. Third time's a charm. That's what they say. I have Wish of the Wicked by Daniel Page. This is a fairy tale retelling of, I want to say Cinderella. Yes, Cinderella. And this is more so about the fairy godmother that helped Cinderella get to the ball. And this is supposed to be like a twisted tale of why she did what she did. I just finished up a fairy tale retelling actually this morning. And this one was about Cinderella. And this was twisted in that Cinderella was the evil one. So in this story, I kind of started it. And then I got to like page 29. And then for some reason, like, I just stopped because I really wasn't being drawn in. So I'm gonna try to give this one more shot. If I can't give it a shot, y'all, I'm gonna have to unhaul it because it don't seem like it's working for me. I don't know. And my last book is Home Before Dark, and this one is by Riley Sager. I'm going to wait to get an audiobook because I like to like cozy up and like listen to scary thrillery books on audiobook. I did not read the synopsis and I won't read the synopsis. The last time I read a Riley Sager book, which was the How to Sell a Haunted House, the synopsis ruined everything for me. So I won't be doing that anymore. I'm excited to read this one. I'm seeing a lot of people reading it. I think it's a great intro to spooky season. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and give this one a shot. I got this excellent copy from a little free library. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, yeah, y'all, that is what I am hoping to put on my TBR for the month of September. I'm not sure if I'm going to read all these books. I might read 1, I might read 8. I don't know how it's been going lately. Lately, I have not been able to read that much. I want to say the past 5 months, I haven't read more than like 6 books in the month, where it was a point in my life I was averaging 8. Why? I can't say why. I can say this, I have really been focusing on my YouTube channel, focusing in on my fragrance related content. So it's taking a bit more time for me because I am filming a lot of videos and editing and things like that. And I, to be honest, I enjoy that a little bit more, and it seems like y'all are here for that. But if you're here for my booktube stuff, I love you for that too. Also, I've been busy, so I've been working. I am going to actually try to move forward in my line of work, and it's scary for me to be able to do that. I don't know what that means for like my hobbies and stuff, because if I do move forward, along with obviously getting more opportunities and more money, I'm gonna be spending more time because I have to learn the work. And yeah, so I'm nervous about that. So I feel like the universe is shifting for me to be able to do that though. So like my part-time job, like my hours got cut. So I was like, ooh, but then that allowed me to go through the training to get the opportunity to free up the time to go through the training and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I plan on reading. What are you planning on reading? And for the month of September, it's still warm here, so I really can't get into the vibes like the fall girlies, but nonetheless, I'm excited too. All right,